So literally, that is a big pile of dicks. It's fantastic. I'm in a part you're not even allowed in.
Also here, but with another different clothes.
What's happening in Sabalkhia from Luxor in Egypt? Today we're heading to the Valley of the Kings on the west bank of the Nile in Luxor. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically where all the pharaohs were buried over on the west bank. And basically you go down into them and you can see loads of hieroglyphics on the walls and stuff that's completely untouched and it's still there, painting's still on it and everything. It's going to be something great to look at anyways. Right, so I'm inside one of the tombs just now. I'm not really supposed to film anything, so I'm doing this a bit inconspicuously. Inconspicuously. So apologies if it's a bit quiet or anything like that, because I'm trying to do it without getting noticed with a big camera in my hand. Detail on these paintings is absolutely unbelievable. Thousands and thousands of years old, this stuff, and it's still here. Right, I'm in tomb number 2 now, trying to film on the sly again. I walked by the guy with the camera before. Apparently if you can tip the guy at the door of the tomb, then you're allowed to use a camera, funnily enough. Apart from that, you need to pay extra for a ticket to use a professional camera, which they'd probably consider mines to be. But this is tomb number 2. Apologies if it's a bit dark as well. Fun enough, the pharaohs never had electricity back in their time. I'm in Rameses III's tomb now, and again, just even more hieroglyphics that are still preserved to this day on the walls. It's absolutely fantastic. This is the good snakes here, the ones that have looked like normal snakes, or good cobras. And over here is the bad snakes, or bad cobras. Ones with 3 heads and the legs. This means it's a danger and you're going to hell. Meanwhile, these are the good guys. It's the book of the dead here. The remains of a statue of Osiris here. Right, so we're in this part of the tomb, and over there is another part of the tomb. However, there's a bridge here today, as you can see there's a drop down either side. Back in the day, there was no bridge here because the treasure was kept in there, so anybody tried to steal the treasure would fall into that down there and would not get any treasure. Right, I'm not actually allowed in this part of the tomb, it's fenced off, but funnily enough the guy has said to me, you can hop over and come back very quickly and use your camera to record it. He's going to be wanting a tip obviously, but it's fantastic. I'm in a part you're not even allowed in. So yes, you're seeing part of Rameses III's tomb, exclusive to this YouTube channel, because it would be nobody else's, because you're not allowed in here. Yeah, no problem. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be allowed to hop over this fence to go into there. Oh, grab my phone. Right, so we're on our way now to an alabaster factory to get a tour around the place and see how they make it.
وشباب صدقني يعني كان كوستا رئيس معايا شكرت رب. And then we use this iron tools to make it more deeper to the medium of the jar, as he's going to show you. You see? Make it thick and size is too thick.
Nice.
After this, with vase, jar, statue, plate like this. The second step, we cover these pieces outside with the cloth and the glue, and then we keep it in the sun 3 or 4 days. Why we do this? To protect the piece to be very, very hard and to not go to break with us. Then we smooth it with sandstone. See, sandstone. Sometimes it's smooth. And then with sandpaper. After 15 days of new job. But take care.
Okay.
Put your hand here.
Your hand here?
Yeah, very strongly.
Okay.
Yes. And take care of your knee. Yes.
Practice, everyone practice.
Hard work.
Very hard work.
Get a new job.
Get new job.
In the oven, around 25 minutes, 75 degrees, cover with a wax. This is handmade one. And this is, of course, you can know different exactly.
Yeah.
This is take 15, sorry for this is take 15 days, this is take 15 minutes.
Probably about 10 kilograms?
Around, yes.
Yes.
And now.
1 kilogram.
No.
3.
Quarter.
A quarter, 250 grams?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
They are very professional.
Very good.
Very professional job. And by the way, you are not in bazaar here, you are in a factory. Everything we do it inside, you will see inside, done by hand.
Done by you?
Yes, by these people and
Brilliant.
other artists.
Fantastic.
Thank you. See what he used? To cut the stone. They get the stone from the mountain, then they cut it. After this, with a hammer, they use it hammer, and then they use it file like this. And after a few days, and like this, they show you how he work. After a few days, you get the مخزن. هات الراس اللي بيدك. You know who's this?
Tutankhamun?
No.
No?
This is the Kefren who built the second pyramid at Giza.
Ah.
Was the Falcon Horus. Also, he makes some other stuff. He want to show you Sphinx. You see? He make Anubis the jackal. Have a look how it's nice. Anubis jackal as well. Have a look here. He make also this. You know who's this?
Detail.
This is this one, daughter of Akhenaten.
Ah.
Yes, daughter. أبغى cut دي عمالي.
The detail in these things is
This is
unbelievable.
Tutankhamun. You see? This is what you talk about. This is the mask of Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun's
Yeah.
mask.
Thank you.
Hey!
Egyptian breakfast is very.
Right, so this is how you tell if alabaster is real or not. This is an alabaster pot here, and as you can see, the light is shining through it. However, if you go to the bazaars on the streets of Luxor, you'll find fake stuff that the light does not shine through like that. Oh yeah, you can see that.
And this is white.
Wow, lovely. Right, so this is what you call moonstone. This kind of green stone. Oh! Wow. And it glows in the dark.
If you want something.
These are all the scarabs, these bring you good luck in here. This man's grandfather made all of these things here.
This is limestone. Limestone, not like alabaster.
Even Rameses II here. Detail in all of this is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. More of Rameses II here. It was the alabaster factory, absolutely fantastic. They hand make all that stuff in there. Brilliant, fantastic, definitely worth it if you're coming here. Now we're on our way to Hatshepsut Temple. Just driving up here just now.
I come. I am here.
Yeah, thank you.
Of Egypt, yeah, he brought it from the name of the city, the name point from the South Africa, and he.
Die Schiffe von die Frau von der.
Yeah, the big stand up.
Yeah, he do it in Aswan, but bring it by more boots from Aswan to Luxor by the shape. He make it in the big mountains.
10,000-year-old paint. And if you buy Dulux for your house, it doesn't last a year.
By kilo, if you look and see, you can see the scale also. From outside. That's a special photo for Hatshepsut. You never see photo clear like that for Hatshepsut. But here you can see something different. It's not good. How come? If you want to marry, if you want love, you can marry. But that's it's personal from the holy pope. Personal, one person, the queen or the king or the chief priest.
Is it too? Currently in Hatshepsut's holy room here. Look at the paintwork in this place. Unbelievable. Still here 10,000 years later.
Video.
And that is the main lady herself, Hatshepsut, right on the wall. Back into another place that's off limits.
This room not allowed for anyone. Also for me.
This is a room that we're not allowed to see. Got to see it through a door partially, but that's as good for me. It was fantastic. All the colours still in there, walls still absolutely covered in paint for 10,000 years. Unbelievable, like seriously unbelievable. Better tipping 20 Egyptian to be able to go and see that. Just make that guy turn blind eye for a second. The view from the top of this bit, honestly, amazing.
Yay! You should have asked me.
The view from the top of this temple is absolutely unbelievable.
Really?
Right, so that was Hatshepsut's temple, as you can see. Don't know where we're heading next, I can't remember. This is Habu Temple.
You can see here that's the first
Make me a better driver, but I'm a better car. On the next week.
more people from outside of Egypt. He want to enter here to Egypt and rule it and kill the king Ramses. But the Ramses, somebody sent to him message. To him order to kill all the enemies. After the king kill all the enemy,
This bit still has so much paint left in the walls. It's like nothing else I've ever seen in Egypt before. There's so much of it preserved here. Right, so here we are. There is a big pile of hands. And what they used to do is they used to chop the soldier hands off when they come in and try and invade. And then they would chuck them in a big pile so that they can't come back and then, you know, destroy the bit. And then what they used to do was they used to kill all the soldiers, and then the sons of the soldiers would come back and they kill them, and then the sons of the soldiers would come back and kill them again. So, you're not going to believe what this is. Here we have people stacking up this big pile of dicks. Literally, they would chop them off the soldiers so they can't go home and have any kids. So literally, that is a big pile of dicks. So as you can see by the pile of hands and the pile of dicks, you know, 1,000 hands to 500 dicks. Makes sense? Crazy.
Big horse, big carriage, big car.
I don't know if the camera can actually do this justice as to how wonderful and well preserved it actually is. Even like the cartouches up there have still got massive amounts of paint left on them, 10,000 years later.
Behind the ship. And the king also here, but with another different clothes, have not perfume.
The carvings in the walls are slightly deeper than everywhere else, and I think that's why the paint seems to stick a lot better. It's because they actually carved into the rock a bit more.
Don't forget the photo for the monk pray with one of the kings.
That was Habu Temple. Absolutely mind-blowing experience, fantastic. Decided to stop at the side of the road to look at these two statues of Amenhotep III. A bit damaged, but they're still there. This one on the right hand side, there it is, has a Greek writing all down his legs. Similarly, the Greek Romans have been here and they've just decided to put their own piece in it as well. So, two different cultures in one statue.
مسموح بيها جوه.
هي مسموح بيها كاميرا بس
مش انت قلت منبوس. اعلانات واشتغالات.
بس الموضوع بتاع الصوت ده حقيقي.
يعني انت هتكوني معاه عشان امي ما تعرفش الست اللي هتقابلها دي. وصور مفيش حاجه اسمها. قال له ده عندكم في امريكا. هو حاجه كده زي بلاستيكيه وقعتها. هم عارفين انه في ناس بتيجي.
انت راجل عربيه في الجيش. فاهمني؟ بس هيلحق عشان خاطر يا يتعدى
$2000
يعني
ب 20,000 جنيه مصري.
يا ابويا
20,000.
Right, so that's me back from the West Bank, and 100% I would definitely say if you are in Luxor or if you are in Egypt, then definitely get yourself there. I mean, I've been to Egypt 15 times probably, and Luxor probably have been most of those times. And I've only been at the West Bank once before, and properly, I was quite young, so this is the first proper time I've actually went, and realistically it's mind-blowing. Seeing some of the stuff that is preserved over there, there's no words for it. Realistically, there's no words for it. Definitely get yourself there Only takes about half a day if you start early in the morning, because obviously it gets too hot later on, and going in the tombs sometimes gets a bit claustrophobic. So we definitely go first thing in the morning. We left here at 6 o'clock in the morning. Get yourself over there, go see the tombs, and just explore it and see how well it is preserved from being inside. As you can probably hear, the sound quality of this footage sounds quite bad, and that's because I've had to remove my microphone from my camera. You're not realistically allowed to film any of that stuff over there. And just when we were at the statues before, there was a policeman pulled me up, and thankfully the tour guide managed to talk us out of it. But the policeman was wanting to take my camera off me because I was filming it. And he basically, if you're going to film it, you need to give like credit to the government for it and stuff like that, and I don't know, but he wanted to take the camera off me, but luckily we got talked out of it. So yes, having the microphone off the top of the camera does draw a bit less attention. However, I'll just need to keep an eye out, and if I see any policemen hanging about, I need to not record anything or do it very slyly, and hopefully they don't get pulled up or my camera taken off me again. But we're heading to Luxor and Karnak Temple tomorrow, and that is not going to stop me from filming anything, so you'll definitely see that there. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video for Luxor and Karnak Temple tomorrow. Or if there's no video tomorrow, that means that the camera that I'm now recording on is definitely going to be lying in a bin in an Egyptian police station somewhere. See you next one. The temple now that the Queen